Hey guys, I am trying to get my old computer to work because, as I told you, they have uh, stolen all of my chargers. The ones they didn't break, they stole. And now, as I told you before, the electricity will not charge my phone. So I had to keep playing with it and turn it all the way off, turn all the power off, and plug it up. And it's been plugged all day, and I think I got like 40% power, battery life. So I was trying to find another way so I can watch and see what's going on YouTube and play me a little music while I just eat some fruits and vegetables. And this old computer I've had, and it was torn up. Miss Kim tore it up and never gave me my money back for it, but I put it back together. And I was trying to use it maybe last year to use it for Wi-Fi, and somebody's son from AT&T at that time I had as my provider sent some a virus through the internet through the Wi-Fi and erased some files off this PC. So it told me that it wasn't able to to get Wi-Fi because some files had been deleted. Now, the only way it could have been deleted is through the Wi-Fi. Somebody came while I was trying to hook it up to the Wi-Fi and deleted those files so I couldn't use Wi-Fi. And the reason they did that is because this is an old computer. And this computer, if you want to use a password, it doesn't tell you what the password is. It selects the passwords randomly. Because if I'm looking at something and somebody know what the password is that I'm typing in, they could easily get in here. But if the computer itself picks the passwords randomly, and I don't know what they are, then they don't know what they are. So they didn't want me to have a computer that was free from their access, so they deleted the files, the Wi-Fi files. But right now I have it hooked up to Ethernet, and I've been on for 21 minutes, 27 seconds to try to hook it up. Even though I can't get the Wi-Fi because they deleted the Wi-Fi files, I have it hooked to the Ethernet. Now, with the speed I have a Blast, which cost me $59 a month. 60 something total, I think, with the taxes and everything. And Blast supposed to be 25 or more. And since it's hooked up to the Ethernet, I should not have any problems loading or anything. But with the old computers, this is what I like about them. They tell you everything. And right now, my speed is at 1. 1. So what they do is they slow the speed down so you can browse like you want, and it's easy for them to control what access web pages you go to and what's happening in the browser. So they have me slowed down almost to a standstill. Isn't that something? And I don't know what this section is, but it says the activity is sent, but it looks like there's some other connections right here. I don't know what it's about, but you guys that know about this stuff can probably tell me what's going on with these different connections. The package sent and received. Let me go a little farther and see what else is in here. Let's go to support. Okay, connection status, IP address. That doesn't really look like a valid IP address, but I don't know because I think I read somewhere they start with 9 or 1. Well, I'll find out later. I'm going to look at everything in here to see what I can find out. Windows did not detect problems with this connection. If you cannot connect, click repair. Let's see what happens when I click repair. You can try connecting in. Probably just contact the person who manages your network. Let me see, did my speed go up any? Let me look at details before I get out of here, though. Yeah, I looked at that already. Lease obtained? Really? Just today? Lease expires? Wow! Now, how did that happen? That a lease was just obtained today at 5:19, and the lease expires 11:29. Really? And these are the servers? No, there's something wrong here. That doesn't look good. There's something fishy about this information right here. Yeah, there's definitely something fishy. Okay, let's close this and see what else is in here. Let's go to general again. Let's see what the properties are. Broadcom, Next Extreme. Let's see. The name service provider network just for. Oh, I'm not gonna hold you guys to this. I'll do this later. Find out what's in here. But I just want you to see how it they have slowed my speed down to a standstill. And they're not letting me charge my phone. Let's see, can I disable? I haven't. Ooh, I hope I can go back. But at any rate, I want to show you some other things. I never told you about my friendship with Miss Kimberly. I told you how God had her to come pick me up on the 20th from the bus stop. That um, God must have put it in her heart. But see, I've been taking Kim to court for since October 8th of 2015, trying to collect the $480 debt she owed me. And I think I told you guys in one of the previous videos that the judges, excuse me, always sided with her, even though she had a job. She gets almost $2,000 a month in disability, and she worked. But the judge told her that she can pay me $30 a month to till she pay me off. Now $480 and her giving me $30 a month. Um, that was really something. Another thing that the judge did, I had Miss Kim took me on her job one time to help her. She was selling some of that flavored butter to help her set up the table. She told me that for that day she'd give me uh, $30, I think it was, and to help her set up and break it down because it was her last day at the job. She would give me that money plus half what she made on every tub of butter she sold. Now, I think we sold about 72 tubs of butter that day, somewhere in that area. And she didn't pay me more money. So I told the judge that part of my lawsuit against her was because of not paying me the money for working for her that day. And she told the judge that she didn't make no money. So we were there about 8 hours. And she told the judge she didn't make any money. From 8 hours, you're telling me that you did not sell not one tub of butter. Not one tub of butter. Now, he said, well, since you didn't make any money, you don't owe nothing. You didn't make nothing, you can't pay nothing. I said, hey, Judge, that's not realistic. There's no way that you can work 8 hours and not sell one tub of butter. But see, I had a problem with this, number one, because Miss Kimberly, Miss Piquet, came into the courtroom with a letter that she gave the bailiff to hand to the judge. The Judge Clifford, Lawyer Clifford, whatever his name is, Clifford Lawyer, well, I have his name, at Markham Courthouse, of course. So he didn't give me any money for working that day because she said she didn't make $1. But as I said, she had brought a letter in to give to the bailiff to give to the judge. And I think this is something that happens all the time with their little clique that they're in. Because that manager at Walgreens also, now what happened with the bailiff? I was standing right there and the bailiff said, well, I cannot take that letter, give it to the clerk. So she gave the letter to the clerk. But the woman, the manager at Walgreens, also gave the clerk a letter. So you know how they do it. They let people know what their connections are. These are a way of letting the judges and the people at the courtroom know that they're connected by giving them letters. So like I said, Miss Kimberly did that. And also, when the police arrested me from that manager saying that she had told me to leave the store, she also took the clerk a letter. Now, as I said, Miss Kimberly just recently finished paying me. Almost a year. And the thing is, I had to go to court 6 times in order to get all my money. Because she would not pay me some months. And then some months she would give me a bad check. And I just kept going before the judge saying, well, why can't y'all make her give me all my money, what she owed me, instead of me keep going back and forth to court. Now, there were 3 judges. Judge Dunford, Judge Lola Clifford, whatever his name is, and Judge Boyd. The same one, I have, the same one I think was the last one who, I can't remember what he did, but he threw 2 of my cases out. And they should have been seen. They should have been heard. He threw them out without looking at any evidence. Even though these people I was suing clearly wrong. But at any rate, I had to go through these 3 judges dealing with Miss Kimberly. And I never did get my money. I had to I went back and forth. I don't know why I'm doing this, but it seems like they're trying to, my thoughts are not clear right now. But I'm going to try to get them on track. But the 3 judges all denied my cases, and they let Kimberly not pay me. But me and Kimberly had fell out before, and I would always forgive her. And she said I always want my pearl back because I have stuck beside her through thick and thin. Been there at the hospitals when she was in trouble. Went to jail when she got locked up. I went to see about her because her family didn't even show up. Now, Miss Kim, I did not suspect that she was into part of my targeting, even though I knew when she gave them the judge that letter, I knew she was connected and she was probably a part, but I didn't think she was all the way in it. And then she would call me and she said, well, Pearl, how you doing? Such and such. And everybody keep telling me to stay out of it. So I knew her people, especially whoever that person was gave her that letter, was part of my uh, harassers. Now there's two people close to Kim or three people really that's close to Kim at the time, and I suspect all three of them as being involved in this New World Order, this MK Ultra, and my targeting. Now one is her son Mike. Mike works as a vice president in a bank. So you know these banks are suspect. The second one is her boyfriend, Roy, who is a police officer. And you know that's clear. That is a clear because there's no way none of these officers don't know what's going on in our neighborhoods and know that I'm a target individual. And the third person is her ex-husband, Eugene Agee. Now, Mr. Agee is the president or vice president or something of Sprint Telephone Company. So we all know that these people higher up at Sprint, AT&T, Comcast, are all in on this harassing, hacking to target individuals' telephones, computers, tablets, and other devices. So there's no way Mr. Agee does not know that I'm a target individual and what's going on. Because Kim, when I was complaining to Miss Kimberly a few times, she talked to Eugene. And he was saying some negative things. Also, I know Roy was involved because before Kimberly was involved, she would tell me things, negative things, that Officer Roy would say about me. And the thing is, Mr. Roy never met me. I think I met him one time. He doesn't know me. But he will always get Miss Kimberly charged up where saying that I'm this and that and I'm a user. I'm a user. I'm trying to remember his exact words. Said I'm a user. And Tim seems to be easily influenced by the opinion of what other people say. And I guess she would listen to her boyfriend and he say, well, don't do this for Pearl, don't do that. And a lot of times she'd tell me, well, Pearl, what you need, do you need me to? But she never followed through. She never would do what she said she would do. And then in the last minute, I said, well, Kim, what happened to you? Why didn't you? Well, Roy or Eugene called me and he said it was important. And I went over there and it wasn't as serious. So what they were doing was, when she was supposed to do something for me, they would call her or do something. So what they needed was more important than what she said she was going to do for me. So a lot of times she was supposed to do things for me, and it fell through. And I knew then that Mr. Agee and Mr. Roy was in on it because it seems like every time she was supposed to do something for me, they called her and she had to make a detour. But she wasn't involved deeply, I didn't think. Because, number one, I'm saying, she has a good heart sometimes, but she's not all that stable. And I forget again, but she's not all that stable. And when my thing is, if you tell me you're going to do something, I have to go at your word. And that's the way I am. My word is my bond. I don't care how it might be inconvenient to me. But if I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do exactly what I'm going to say I'm going to do. I'm not going to come up with excuses, even if it's inconvenient for me. I'm not going to come up with excuses sometimes. I'm tired. I don't want to do something that I told somebody I'm going to do. But my word is my bond. I want people to be able to depend on me. If I tell you something, I want you to be able to take it to the bank. So, every time she would do something, she would fall through. So she borrowed my money and then I give it back. She said she'd give it back. But I don't think she was involved at that time. I didn't think she was. But I had forgiven her so many times. And because God said you had to forgive 7 times 7. But it got to the point where I just said, no, she's not ever going to change. She's just so stuck in herself. In order to be uh, uh, to have a friend, you have to be a friend. You cannot have a friend if you're not a friend. And I've always practiced that. If if I want you to be my friend, I'm gonna treat you the best way possible. And what happens is, we can disagree, but we have to agree to disagree. I won't say certain things to you, no matter how angry I get, because whatever you say out your mouth, you can't take it back. If you said something out your mouth to someone and it hurts their feelings, you can't take it back. It's out there. So I try to be careful what I say to people because I don't want to say something that hurts somebody because that hurt is always going to be there. That hurt is always going to be there. Now they might not say, they might say they forgive you, but they're going to always remember what you said. So that's why I'm very careful what I say to people and how I treat people. I'd rather leave you with a smile on your face than to leave you being angry. So, as I said, I just had to stop. And everybody said, well, why you keep forgiving us? So I just stopped. But I noticed that when my targeters wanted to do something, or wanted to get in my business or try to uh, pinpoint me somewhere, they would have Miss Kimberly call me out the blue. And I, I have very good discernment when somebody's trying to set me up. So I would speak, I'd be cordial, but I would not put myself in a position where she can do anything to harm me. So, as I said, I hadn't been talking to her. And when she did call me, she said she wanted to do some things for me, but her people were telling her to stay out of it. Whatever was going on with me, her people told her to stay out of it. But God can make people do things for you, even the enemies. He has said over and over again in the Bible, I will make your enemies your footstool. Now, one time the police was harassing me and about a friend's car I was with, and it was just minor, but I was stranded. And God touched that officer where she wanted to bring me home because there was no bus going that way, and she brought me home. So I know how God had touched her in order for her to bring me home. Because she could have been just as mean as she was and left me there, but she brought me home. The other time was Miss Rivera. I saw her still at Walgreens, and Miss Rivera was doing her thing. But I asked her, can I borrow her car to go to Walgreens to get some things I need? And she let me do it. Because God wanted me to make that move. No matter what her interior motives were, and no matter how she was doing all the secret stuff, God wanted me to have things in Walgreens, and she gave me a car. And let me use the car. Miss Kimberly. Miss Kim, with her attitude and everything, when she reached out on the 20th and picked me up from the bus station, it had nothing to do with what my targeters plan. God had touched her heart. She said God touched her heart. And it was true. So even if she thought she was telling a lie, she was telling the truth. God made her come and get me. Made her run my bath water, give me a fresh set of clothes, and make me a cup of coffee. And give me something to eat. So, but she had an interior motive. They had planned for her to pick me up. My daughter was in on it. Now, I'm going to try to hurry up and get through this because I don't want this video no more than an hour long either. So, what I want to explain is, I think I made that video this morning about how and showed video the other day about how all my things are torn up in my house. But God still works in ways that open your eyes. Now, I think what surprised me is yesterday when I made that video, I asked God to open my eyes and show me who my enemies were. So I don't know my exact words, but I had asked for discernment to find out who these people were. Some of my enemies were. They were doing things behind my back. Now, I had been trying to get back to the Chicago area, since the 14th of this month, when Mr. Larrabee called the police and they threw me out of his apartment. Now, as I told you, I was in the campground. My daughter called me, and I thought that was a miracle too, and it was. Now, even though my daughter and them had their own interior motives or trying to uh, do their little thing, God still touches them. He make your enemies help you whether they want to or not. They think they have everything in control. They think they are doing this because this is something they plan. But God's hand is always in the mix. He always have full control of these people. So my daughter called me when I was at the campground. I think that was the 14th or the 15th. And she said today for me to go to, what you call it, place where homeless people go, shelter. But I wasn't going to go to shelter and lose all my things. And I don't trust them shelters, because you know what? And I just realized that not too long ago, that them shelters, uh, you go in them shelters and they turn you over to the FEMA camps. But you in the FEMA camps later on, if you don't have anywhere to go. And see, there have been a lot of videos on YouTube about people being going to them homeless shelters, and they don't know where they are now. Check those videos out about how these shelters are taking these homeless to these FEMA centers. But that's what the suggestion was. Now, I told my daughter, can she give me a bus ticket? And I know my daughter doesn't have much money, or my son. But it was a thing they said, and they try to raise up some money and this and that. And 2 days later, they said they couldn't raise the money, and then I told them, instead of trying to give me a bus ticket, rent me a car. Rent me a car so I can take all my things. If they had rented me a car, since the Greyhound bus ticket was $250 anyway, I think it couldn't be no more expensive than a car. I mean, a car couldn't have been any more expensive. So I asked her to because I know she got a debit card. I asked my son, because I know he has a debit card. And I told him to ask my sister, because she has a credit card and a debit card. And they told me that my sister wouldn't do it, and they couldn't do it. Now, I was still at the camp on the 17th, 16, 17, 15, 16, 17. And I was having problems with that, a couple of those park rangers. And I got to get to that story. But they were, I'm telling you, they were trying to make me vanish. And they were setting up. And when I get to the details of that, you'll see exactly when I show you the video of what was going on. But they were planning on doing something to me. But I was standing strong in God. And I was saying that if something happened, I better not come up missing. I said I better come up missing. Because if my body show up and I have all these bruises and stuff on my body, somebody else going to be hurt too. Because I'm not going to let anybody just take me and not fight back. So I said, I better come up missing when nobody sees the body, because they're going to know I was in a fight, because I'm not just going to let anybody take me like that. As soon as I said that, a few minutes later, the park ranger came and said, oh, your daughter called me, and they got your ticket. Now, come to realize yesterday, my daughter and my son didn't buy the ticket. Them people wanted me at their campground. Them park rangers, them harassers there, bought me that ticket. They get me out of Spokane, Washington. but they still had no intention of me making it home. They were going to strand me somewhere else. They just wanted me out of their house. Now, I told my daughter that I still need to be picked up from the bus at 95th Street. So, um, I asked my daughter, could they give me a ride? My daughter said, no, they don't know about anybody that can give me a ride from the bus station. My son said he didn't know anybody that can give me a ride from the bus station. He said my sister started, called her. That's what I got to do. I meant to call her before I made this video. They called her. She could not rent me a car. She could not pick me up from the bus station. My brother Randy, they say his wife would not let him use the car to pick me up from the bus station. That's when Miss Slick Kimberly came in and picked me up. Now I noticed when she took me to the house, she had on the colors. Remember I told you these people wear the colors? I noticed she had on the orange sweatshirt and a red hat. Her sister was there. And I also noticed she had the pink, the colors. But people can wear anything they want. It doesn't mean because they wanted it necessarily harassers or trolls. But what maybe no is while I'm there the whole time, both of them had their phones on me. Miss Kimberly acted like she was texting all that time and her phone pointed at me. Miss Petey acted like she was doing such and such and she would touch her phone and put it on the chair, on Almond's chair, and have her phone pointed at me. And like I tell you, remember I made the video of them saying how they can make use your body function. So what they were doing was Miss Kimberly and Miss Petey would do something on their phone and I'd have to go to the bathroom. Then I think she got a call and she left and came back. And I heard her tell Petey she knows what we're doing. So I know she's in it full fledged now, her and her sister. But they stopped making me go to the bathroom. I think I went to the bathroom at least 4 or 5 times when they pointed the phones at me. But they were marveling at how they can do that. So I think they just got into it with these new phones. Because Kimberly said she just got this phone from a friend of hers. So I think they're marveling at the little power that they had to make me go to the bathroom so many times. But when Kim came back, I guess she had to go have a conversation. And when she came back, she told Petey that I knew what they were doing. Because see, when they send you on a mission most of the time, the folks at the top don't tell you how much information that the victim got. That they send their people out in the blind. They don't tell them what them phones because they know it. They don't tell them don't wear them colors because they know it. They don't tell them that you know all the moves that they're making because most targeted individuals don't. But they know I do, so they should have wired them up. But they didn't. So I had some mail from when I got home on the 20th. When Kim brought me home, I had some mail from AT&T. No, not from AT&T, from Comcast, from ComEd, and from Nitro Gas. Now, when I left here, my bill was like $300 from Nitro Gas. I get back here. Let me show you something. I ain't been gone for 2 weeks. The bill was $300 something. 2 weeks. 300 2 weeks ago. Because I can't believe this the audacity of all these people. Now the bill was 300. Oh, it was no, yes, it was $147 because my bill is usually $22 or $23 a month. And I'll show you that. See? These are my previous bills. And I don't know why they canceled the billing adjustments, but 22, 36, 23.40, and 24.08. And those are my bills every month. That's what my bills ran for my gas. Now, so I hadn't paid the bills. That's why I went to CETA, try to get money to help me with the bills because they kept going up on it. So it was previous balance was $147.29. And I get my mail yesterday, and look what it's gone to: $882.02. So it has risen over $650 in 2 weeks' time. It has risen over $650 over 2 weeks' time. Really? So, I don't know how they did that. But the next one. I'm looking for a comment. Oh, 1 minute. I thought I had them in order. Okay, that's Nightcore. And if you see, I tell you that I read that thing about paper being scary. As you can see, these, look at the face. This is Satanism. This is, they, all of them call themselves casting spells. Look at this one. This doesn't have to be. If you look sideways, let's see. This is something, technology, that they're starting to use lately. And you see the eyes and the view. You see how it went in and out? This is technology that they've started using lately. And that's why I was saying, when Gary was saying that nano ink and the nanotechnology that the friend had gave him on their charm, you should not expose people to this kind of stuff without their permission. So all the companies are doing it. Now, look at this bill how it jumped up. Almost $500. This is ComEd. ComEd. Now, new charges due by 12/1. The new charge is $85. And this is what I'm saying about they pad my bills. And you guys know I haven't been here in 2 weeks. I have not been here in 2 weeks. So how do I have a bill that high? I'm telling you, my bills used to be 11, 27, but now it's almost $100 a month. I don't have any lights on. Like right now, I got the only light on in my kitchen because I'm supposed to be trying to do something. And this light, because I'm here. But every light in my bedroom is off. I don't have the bedroom, the bathrooms. I just got this one on. I don't have a TV. I don't have a radio. So how is my bill continually to go up? And especially since I've been gone for the last 2 weeks. It didn't jump up to almost $500. Isn't that something? Comcast, well, I'm not going to complain too much about them. But here's something else to trip me out. I get a letter, and it checked the name, Mark Off Law. Mark Off Law. Now you know when they have creditors, they mark it off, right? When a creditor sign his debts over to somebody for collection, they call it a mark off. So Mark Off Law, LLC, isn't that something? Limited, I can't remember exactly what it is. Oh, limited liability. Now, these companies and these law firms, I see it all the time, unless you're uh, a silent partner, you can't put limited liability or uh, the other word they use because the major owners of companies are responsible for any debts, any harm, anything that goes on in their company. If you're a silent partner or if you're just investing in something, because I took business law. If you're just investing, then you have limited liability. You are not responsible if you just invested some money. You're not making any day by day decisions. Then you have limited liability. But any company that's the major holder, and this is a major name, cannot claim limited liability. But all these attorneys now, if you look on the paperwork, they're saying LLC or limited liability, which is another scam. But I get this letter. It's dated November 9th, 2016. Reed City of Chicago. Amount of debt $2,664.69. Now, number one, there is no one, he said they're a collection agency. There is no one on here who's telling me who these people are that I owe this money to. There's no creditor. Because number one, I don't owe the city of Chicago anything. I've never had any debts with the city of Chicago. Only problem I had in the past were parking tickets, and those were paid off. Every parking ticket I've ever had was paid off. I got into trouble years ago. In order for me to get my car to pound, I had to pay. What did I have to pay? Oh, I had to pay all my tickets, all my past tickets. I had to get paid up to get my car back. Since that time, I have not had any other trouble. I bought another car, but I don't have any parking tickets. Nobody drove my car, so they can't say somebody drove my car and got those tickets on it because the car I had was a hoopty, and I had trouble getting it fixed, and it stayed in the house more than in front of the house more than did anything else. So I want to see how they can come up because number one, like those bills right there, if they're not right, they can't make me pay them because I don't have a job. They can't take my Social Security, my little $659 a month. So, but the city can. The city can put a lien. The government can put a lien on my Social Security check. So all of a sudden, they jumped up with a bogus bill. You know why? Because they figured I was out of town. And they said I had stayed and I wasn't come back if I didn't have to. So they padded all my bills and gave me a bogus debt. Gave me a bogus debt. There's no email. Now, listen to this. If you'd like to make a payment, you may do so by mailing it to the addresses provided below and a number and a website to go to. Unless you, within 30 days after receipt of this notice, dispute the validity of, I can't pronounce it, of the debt, any portion thereof of the debt will be assumed to be valid by us. And they knew I was out of town. This been in my mailbox since the 9th. Well, right after the 9th. So they knew I was not here to respond. They knew that I would not see this letter, and there's no way I could respond. I would be out of town. So wherever I was at, they could put a lien on my SSI. There is nothing on this letter of what the debt is about. It just says City of Chicago. Who is this credit? Oh, why do I have this? And there's no email because a few times when I tried to mail a letter in To notify people that there was mistakes, they claimed they never got those letters. And I even sent them certified mail, and somebody said that nobody signed for that certified mail. So they never got the certified mail. They never got the letters. Even in cases I put before the court, when I tried to subpoena somebody, they will always claim, even with a certified letter, that they never got it. In one case, I had a court date that was supposed to have been done on the first of a month, and I had sent a certified letter about 4 weeks earlier, and on the 29th, I checked with the post office, and they say the people were still not notified. Now, how is that possible? When I made that certified letter a long time ago, and it's 2 days before the court date, and you say these people were not served. So this is another slick move for them to get this money. Because number one, they didn't think I would see this letter because I wouldn't be back in town. Number two, for me to write a letter, they will not. They'll say they didn't get it, or they say nobody signed for the certification for the certified mail. There's no email, so I can scan and send them a email disputing it. So I went to their website on my phone today, and I let them know. Number one, why do I owe this money? Number two, why wasn't it stated on the letter? Number three, why is there no email so I can contact somebody and dispute this? So let's see what their response is going to be. Because I can't call. Now, you remember, they know I can't call. My harassers know my phone. I can't call. But I can receive calls. So, I did that today. Let's see what kind of response I'm going to get. Will they call me? Will they email me? Or will they just ignore this? That leads up to Miss Kimberly. Miss Kimberly, when I went to her house the other day, had my mail on the 20th. I've been asking her to bring my mail back so I can get on this. And for some reason, she's been dragging her feet. She don't want, you know how these people try to cloak up for each other. They try to keep each other covered. She's dragging her feet. So I had to email her. Because she didn't even call me. She knew I can't call. And she kept sending me a voice message. Go somewhere and get a phone and call me and I'll bring you mail. And she claimed she was back here 3 times yesterday, which was a lie. She claimed she was back here 3 times a day, which was a lie. Now, I told her in the email, I say now, all you have to do, even if I'm not home, is put my mail in the mailbox. She said no. She wanted to give it to me personally. Isn't that something? But they know my next move. So she brought it and put it on the porch. Now I'm sitting in the kitchen. She said she knocked on the door, but she didn't. And Miss Kimberly have done that in the past. When she don't want to confront me, or she don't want to talk about it, she'll just leave things on the front porch. She did that before and didn't even knock on the door. Just left it on the porch and scrambled off. But let me go a little back farther. Number one, I made the video, and I'm going to have to do this quick because I said I want to keep this at least no more than an hour and 15 minutes. But I showed you the video of how I went through the house and saw everything tore up. Right now, I haven't had a chance because I have been so tired. But my brother came over, like I said, my brothers, Randy and Fish. And I was going to call the police because I told you guys if I come in here and anything is missing, I'm going to call the police and wonder why. Tell them I wonder why they hadn't protected my house. Why these people, as soon as I left, came in here and took my things and tore my house up like this. But my brother came over. He said, wait, don't call the police yet. He said, because I want to tell you a few things. Cause you have to remember, when I left that night here to go to Gary's, I called my daughter and I told her that I had some um, bowls, some bowls in the closet, and I had the liquor in the closet, in another closet, and for her to come get this food and stuff. So if anything happened, or martial law, my grandbaby eat. So when my daughter called me back, she said that somebody had already been in here and had taken some things and went through some things. And Miss Rivera had called the police on her. I mean, Mr. Beer's son had called the police and they said it was trespassing. But I told my son later on to come and check it out, and then they said they had locked the door, front door, my front door, so they couldn't get in. So I told my son to break the door down. I called Riverdale Police Department. I said, my son family has every right to be in my house, so my son is going to break a window or a door and go in there and check on my things. I told my son to say, when you get in there, call me. 2 days later, he still hadn't called me. They never called me. Him or my daughter told me what was missing or what was gone or tore up in my house. So I got home and I thought that the people upstairs and these officers around here had done all this damage. So, as I said, my brothers and them came yesterday and they said, don't call the police until after we tell you some few things. And I can tell you, my daughter had told me that my brother ran. They said he couldn't pick me up because Paulette, his wife, wouldn't let me use the car. And they didn't know who could pick me up and they couldn't rent me a car. But my brother said they were lying. That he said that every time my brother said that he didn't even know I was out of town. He said every time my son and my daughter was talking about concerning me, my son Anthony would go away from where he couldn't hear the conversation. So he said he heard him speaking and saying that they needed money to get me a bus to get to back home. I'm gonna have to let this go and I'll pick it up from there. God bless. Keep me in your prayers. I keep praying for you. You pray for me. Love you guys. Bye bye.